Farewell, my comrades. I am meant to embark now on travel around world in 80 days. So courageous. I want to be just like him. Hopefully that sounded like the wind. Ni hao, fellow country clays. They're flying straight over Alaska in a NORAD early warning zone. Ni hao, how are you? They're now flying over the Canadian province of Alberta. So far, the little balloon has passed through Alaska, British Columbia, and as we just said, Alberta. Yo, America, one of my estranged sons I saw a Chinese balloon flying above. You think this is concerning? Who do you think you're talking to? I have the most powerful, strong military at my disposal. I have thousands of satellites in space. I constantly know where all my enemies are at 24/7. I highly doubt a balloon going 5 miles an hour is ever going to intrude into my airspace without me being shut. Ni hao, Canada and America. Not now, China. It appears America here might have just underestimated this Chinese balloon. Okay, why was this strangely kind of adorable? China's just flying by in their balloon. I did not expect that. Unfortunately, I don't think his little 80 days around the world would actually happen. This little guy was not gonna make it out of North America. I love what we're calling this now, the 2023 Chinese balloon incident. That is definitely not something I had on my 2023 bingo card. Apparently this wasn't the first Chinese balloon over the US either. What's interesting is apparently Canadian pilots were warned about an untethered balloon, so it might have actually played out something like this. Maybe we should actually listen to the words that are coming out of Canada's mouth. I think it's time for us to merge our militaries into one, says Germany. Sure, responds the Netherlands. Wait, millions dead? Decades of misery? And yet all I had to do was ask. Oh, Germany, it seems like they've been taking the hard way pretty much the last 100 years. Who knew it'd be this easy just to conquer the Netherlands? Netherlands and Germany plan to merge their land combat units. Their militaries are joining forces. This is obviously occurring because of the chaos that is going on in Ukraine, but this comic is poking fun at how Germany had to go through 2 world wars, and yet now they're just asking to combine militaries, and it's working. It's the Dutch Anschluss 2.0. I wonder who's gonna get involved next. Okay, fellas, it appears we're stuck in this desert, but as long as we have we should be good. Oh Lord, what are you doing, son? Glop, 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 glop. Pouring out my water. Why? Are you mental? That's our bloody drinking water. But how else am I supposed to water my golf course? By the way, do you have any more? I don't think it's neon green enough. The USA and many developed countries around the world do waste quite a bit of water just watering golf courses. The average 18-hole course can use up 2 billion gallons a day. Not a week, not a month. Every single day. And they're spending anywhere between $7,000 to like $100,000 on all of this. Also, only about 12% of the golf courses use recycled water. Also, keep in mind there's around 38,000 golf courses in the world. Most of those coming from the US, Japan, the UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, South Korea, Sweden, China. I'm getting thirsty just thinking about it. Oh, Berkeley, where am now? Let's scenes, lots of mountains. Weird myth beasts. Weird people wearing strange clothes. He does get extra stamina from this though. Wait a minute, only one place in the world has all of this. I'm guessing it's Japan. I just don't know why there was a flying Nepal there. I'm in Sweden. No! It's the only thing worse. Finland's greatest rival. It does make sense that a Finnish ball would randomly stumble into Sweden though. Not that difficult of a thing to do if you've been drinking enough. This guy is definitely a little bit too far from his sauna, that's for sure. It's also possible that he stumbled onto a boat from Åland and then found himself on the coast of Sweden. Either way, this is a horrifying reality that many Finns have to face every year. When will we find a cure for Sweden? Woo! Yeah, let's go, my fellow Southeast Asian friends! ASEAN pride, whoop whoop! So the Philippines here are talking to everyone a part of this political and economic organization. Helloings, my distant East Asian cousins! Want to talk about some degenerate anime or moan how we work and study for 24 hours a day? K-pop? Bing chilling? Am I right, guys? Bienvenidos, muchos gracias, to my fellow cousins from Latin America. Nas, love, Latino pride, taco, taco, burrito, burrito, taco. Salam alaikum, my fellow Muslim brothers. God is great, Allah Akbar, am I right? It's almost lunch, it's time for prayer. Oh, Holy Father, for I have sinning for not going to church a lot and praying to our Lord and Savior. I accept Jesus. Hey, my fellow Anglophones. I love supporting the current thing and watching the most recent Cape Stuff movie. I love listening to hip-hop and love watching ice hockey. Go Habs, go. Rabbi, please do my bar mitzvah. I managed to recite all the Torah. Slava Ukrainia. I support Ukrainian struggle against Russian aggression. I support special military operation in Donbass to denazify the Ukrainian NATO. Greetings, I made some samosa. Philippines, we need to have a talking, says India. Please stop trying to fit in. You are embarrassing. Just admit it. You will never fit in. So sad, Philippines. They're trying so hard. It actually kind of breaks my heart. The Philippines has always kind of had a little identity crisis, I guess you could say. They really are just like a huge melting pot with so many different things going on. I mean, they were colonized by Spain, then randomly picked up by the US, then conquered by Imperial Japan, and then don't forget, before all of that, they were mostly just different islands. They weren't even united. There was even a moment in the 18th century where the British occupied Manila. But unfortunately, they have a tough time fitting in with Western Asia. They try their best to fit in with Latin America since they have a shared heritage from Spain. They have a growing population of Muslims in their country, so they're also trying to fit in with the Middle East. Of course, overall, though, they are extremely Catholic. They want to be buds with the Anglosphere since they were part of that as well. I think they'll just take any friend they can get, though. Maybe it's kind of a blessing and a curse, though. Who knows? How does your alphabet write the lowercase of B? Of course, we have the Latin alphabet with just B. The Greeks give it a little tail at the bottom, and the Bulgarians with Cyrillic, it just is kind of a tinier B. How about the lowercase of M? We all know the Latin version of it if you're watching this video or reading these comics. There's the Greek version, though, that's just like an upside down H. And then Cyrillic, which is just, again, a tiny M. Finally, how about the lowercase of O? Ah, finally, something they can all agree upon. The alphabet's coming together. Oh, yeah. Now, talking about just uppercases in general, there's actually many characters that all three agree upon. There's the O, the T, the H, the P, the M, the A, the B. Interesting that the Latin and Greek alphabet only agree upon N, Z, and I. It's even worse for the Latin and Cyrillic alphabet. They only agree with C. And there's a lot of characters that I'm extremely confused about. Yeah. Now, most of Western Europe obviously uses the Latin alphabet, but things get a little bit strange in the Balkans, which might be partly why this region is just so chaotic all the time. Just always remember to never refer to the Cyrillic alphabet as a Russian thing. Bulgarians are gonna be very upset about that if you do. Love that Countryballs are now teaching me about letters. Oh, look at all these cute Nordic balls getting along. Hey there, Vikings. You guys are pretty similar, right? Similar cultures, similar language. For the most part, yes, says Sweden. I could speak Swedish if I wanted. I just really don't want to. I basically speak Old Norse, says Iceland. Why don't you guys just unite into one country? You'd be stronger together. I don't think that'd be a great idea, says Sweden. Let's do it, as Denmark's being sat by their big territory of Greenland. Kalmar Union 2.0. Ooh. Oh, America just has an alternative motive here. They're trying to get Finland and Sweden into NATO. Poof! Wait a second, it worked! The Nordics have actually combined. You look so big and cool, Russia wouldn't want to mess with, United Scandinavia? Are you okay? Yeah, I actually don't think that worked at all. I could have told you this would happen. You can't just force a union. I just wanted to help, cries America. Meanwhile, Norway and Finland are fighting. Denmark and Sweden always have had a huge rivalry. I don't know what's going on with Greenland up here. I can see what they're saying. As an American, I also would like to see a Kalmar Union 2.0. That would be a very epic and giant country, that's for sure. At least the original was. It might be best to start a little bit smaller and try to just combine these Scandinavian countries first. Although I still think they probably wouldn't be able to do that either. These places still just might not be able to get along. Crazy that even if this line did all combine, though, they would only have 30 million people. That's still less than the state that I live in, California. They'd have a combined surface area of 1.3 million miles squared. That'd put them just above India in 7th place. Unfortunately, I think we have a lot of work to do before we see something like this happen. I mean, they probably don't even want it to happen. I don't know. After 6 months and a lot of my military oofed, is great victory for Russia. I will annex this field. Oh, great Russia, says Belarus. What will you do with your new Russian field? Build castle, build town. Oh my gosh, what is it gonna be? Oh. Okay. I mean, that's one way to use it, I guess. They probably just don't want to put too much work into it, too, with their new field. The Ukrainians can just kind of, like, come and take their stuff back, basically. That's probably why they're not trying to build a castle or a town here, Belarus. Sorry to burst your bubble. This comic is specifically talking about a Ukrainian city in the Donbass, in which has seen a lot of conflict as of recently. The Russians have been able to secure, after months, a couple fields around the area, but that's it. Of course, it hasn't been that easy, I guess. One NATO membership, please, says Sweden. Maybe, responds Turkey. Look, Sweden opens a lot of kebab shops to accommodate Turkish. One NATO membership, please. Maybe. Look, Turkish very integrated into Sweden. One NATO membership, please. Maybe. Please, 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 please. One NATO membership, please. Allow me to help Sweden join NATO, Denmark says out of nowhere. What are you doing, Denmark? Okay, okay. And now Sweden is, just just alone. Did Denmark do this on purpose? Is this their way to get back at Sweden? I don't know. Maybe Denmark actually was trying to help as well. They just didn't do a very good job. Well, they're not exactly lonely. At least Sweden does have Finland in this situation. But yeah, once again, Turkey still holding out and not letting Sweden and Finland join NATO. I wonder how long this is going to keep going for. Sweden trying everything they can. Such a good day living life, says Israel. Just out here following the 10 Commandments. Excuse me, sir, but you dropped this quarter on the floor, and I wanted to return it to you because I'm a good child of God. Huh? Oh, thank you for your honesty. It came out of this wallet that I just stole. As they pop it back in right there. Oh, Romanian ball, what are we gonna do with you? What a twist. Talk about subverting expectations. And big thanks to my patrons. Drew, I forgot to kidnap you. Next date is March 19th, 2023. The Polish, Lithuanian, Commonwealth, Taylor, Portugal
John,
is
Denver,
not Balkans.
good ol' Rye,
244,
Iowa,
aka
Barbados
Drew, if you don't come to
ball,
Krakow,
Drew's,
Poland, I will find you.
Argentinian
Grandpa,
$20 is a lot,
aPhatNarwhal.
Drew.
Why am I
Taylor
doing
Carmel
this?
Drew does
Drew's
everything
goth
for
girl,
$20.
Jack Traven's annoying
LuxembourgLover,
things.
Robert
Bryton
Is,
Is,
the
animation,
Mexican
Ralph
760.